Every city in India has its share of ghost stories, but few are as well known or consistently told as the haunting tale from Delhi Cantonment, often referred to as Delhi Cantt. The area, with its tree-lined roads, army quarters, and old colonial houses, seems calm and picturesque during the day. However, once midnight strikes, the peaceful atmosphere changes completely. Locals claim that this is when she appears. A woman dressed in a white saree, standing silently beneath the trees. At times, she asks passing drivers for a ride. At other times, she simply stares. But those who choose to ignore her say she doesn't stay still for long. She starts to chase them. This story was first reported in the early 90s. A time when Delhi Cantonment was far quieter than it is today. A truck driver named Surinder was returning to Gurgaon after delivering supplies near Delhi Cantonment. It was around 2:30 in the morning. The roads were empty, the truck's engine hummed softly, and the night carried that distinct, unsettling silence Delhi is known for. As Surinder entered the cantonment area, his headlights caught sight of a woman standing by the roadside. She was barefoot, dressed in a white saree, her long hair loose, and her face partly obscured by it. Thinking she might be stranded, he slowed the truck and rolled down his window. "Madam, do you need help?" he asked. There was no response. The woman didn't move. She just stared, her head tilting slightly to one side, as though trying to get a better look at him. A chill ran down Surinder's spine. Uneasy, he decided to drive away. But when he looked into his rearview mirror, his blood ran cold. The woman was running after his truck. At first, he thought it was just his imagination, but as he pressed harder on the accelerator, 40, then 60, she kept pace effortlessly. Her feet never touched the ground. Instead, she glided, her white saree billowing behind her like a trail of smoke in the darkness. Panicking, Surinder slammed his foot on the accelerator, and the truck roared forward, climbing past 80 kilometers per hour. His heart pounded as he dared another glance out the window and froze. The woman was right there, gliding effortlessly beside his truck, her face pale and ghostly. Hollow eyes locked onto his. Then, in an instant, she vanished into the darkness. Surinder didn't slow down, not even for a second. He drove until he reached a police checkpoint several miles away, trembling as he stepped out to speak to the constables on duty. When he told them what he had seen, he expected laughter or disbelief. But instead, they exchanged uneasy looks. One of them spoke quietly, almost in a whisper. "You're not the first to see her." Over the years, dozens of drivers have claimed to witness the same terrifying figure. Taxi drivers, soldiers, even bikers. Some describe seeing her standing by the roadside, waving for a lift, only to vanish the moment they stop and open the door. Others insist she appears suddenly in front of their vehicle, forcing them to swerve, and when they look back, she's gone, as if she dissolved into thin air. But the most chilling encounters, locals say, happen to those who don't stop. An army officer once shared a chilling encounter with a journalist. He had been returning home late after a mess party. It was around 1:45 a.m. The night was calm, the air still, and the long stretch of road through Delhi Cantonment lay eerily quiet beneath the glow of his headlights. That's when he saw her, a lone figure standing on the divider, head bowed, long black hair spilling over her face. He felt an instinctive unease but kept driving, refusing to stop. As he passed her, an icy shiver ran down his spine, and a second later, a dull thud echoed from the roof of his Jeep. Then came another, and another. The sound was rhythmic, like footsteps running on top of the moving vehicle. Heart pounding, the officer slammed the brakes and jumped out, his service pistol in hand. The night around him was empty and silent once more. But when he turned his gaze upward, he froze. The roof of his Jeep was covered in muddy footprints, small, bare, and unmistakably human. Residents of the area believe the haunting traces back to a tragic accident that occurred decades ago. Late one night, a newlywed couple was driving through the Delhi Cantonment area when their car lost control and slammed into a tree. The husband died instantly, while the wife, still dressed in her wedding saree, was thrown out of the wreckage. Gravely injured and bleeding, she crawled onto the road, desperately trying to flag down passing vehicles for help. But no one stopped. By the time someone finally pulled over, she was gone. And that, locals say, is where the sightings began. Ever since that night, countless drivers passing through the cantonment have claimed to see her. A woman in a white saree, standing by the roadside, silently waving for a ride she'll never receive. Some say that if you stop for her, you'll later wake up hours afterwards. Your vehicle parked by the roadside, engine cold, and your memory blank with no recollection of what happened in between. Others whisper that if you ignore her completely, she doesn't disappear. Instead, she shows up in your rearview mirror, sitting silently in the back seat, her lips curled into a faint, unsettling smile. A few skeptics have tried to debunk the legend, driving through the haunted stretch at midnight armed with cameras and recording equipment. One group reported seeing nothing unusual during the drive, but when they reviewed their footage later, something unexpected appeared, a faint white blur, just for a split second, hovering near the back of their car. Its outline was unmistakably human, unmistakably female. Moments after that frame, their camera battery drained completely. Even today, taxi drivers across Delhi caution their passengers against taking the Delhi Cantonment route after midnight. Most don't explain much. They simply shake their heads and mutter the same chilling line that has echoed through the city for years. Because sometimes she runs faster than your car. So, if you ever find yourself driving alone through the quiet roads of Delhi Cantonment late at night, and you happen to see a woman standing by the trees, draped in a white saree, her face hidden beneath her hair, whatever you do, don't stop, don't roll down your window, don't even look back. Just keep driving, because some roads never forget the dead, and some spirits never stop chasing the living.